Prison Library Project is located at 586 West 1st Street in Claremont. We provide books to men and women in state and federal prisons across the continental United States.
The project started actually here in Claremont in 1986 under the direction of a man named Rick Moore, who is still the director and founder of it.
We get over 300 letters a week. We send out about 250 packages in response every week.
We normally have been able to expend about $500 a week on postage.
We send out about 13,000 packages a year.
The most frequent request that we get in the letters that come to us are from prisoners who are working on their GED.
If people had opportunity to go to college and they had access to a decent education, I don't think they would make decisions that would lead them to prison. Unfortunately, that's not the reality. The reality is that people are going to go to prison, that people who are in jail are going to be illiterate.
It's amazing how small the vocabularies are of some of the inmates who come into the system.
60% of all inmates in the United States are functionally illiterate. If you give dictionary to that 60% of men and women, dictionary helps them with their literacy skills. It helps them with their GED. If they get a GED, then their chances of returning to prison decrease dramatically.
Through books, people on the inside, people that are surrounded by concrete walls and razor wire, have a method of connecting with the outside world. And if they get that connection to the outside world, that they feel a part of the outside world, I think the transition back to that is made easier.
Literacy programs, book programs, libraries, books being sent in by family members, books coming in through programs such as the prison book projects are such a gift to the inmate and to the community.
There's a whole thing of just being able to understand what's going on in your life as far as reading legal documents. So that's going to help you just take more control, as opposed to it's empowering.
My name is Steve Bell, and I'm a volunteer here at the Prison Library Project. I'm also a former prison inmate, and I can tell you firsthand how important books are to people inside. I was sentenced to 7 years to life plus 4. I did almost 17 years in California state prisons. The importance to me of access to books inside, again, it is literally a lifeline. It kept me alive, it kept me sane. Without access to books, I don't think I could have been paroled. There was a lot of those books that I read that had a direct relation to the parole board finding me suitable for release.
Because the fact is, 95% of all incarcerated people come back to society. Do you want them fixed and bettered the first time or the 15th time?
Yeah, there are a lot of people who believe that prisoners should just be punished. I can sympathize with them in the sense where maybe they've been a victim of a crime and they just think that people should go to prison and suffer. Maybe they just have never known anyone who's committed crimes and they've never really thought about the reasons why people commit crimes. But if you really think about it, like across the board, it's a lot cheaper to give someone an education to help them educate themselves and develop and improve themselves so that when they get out of prison, they don't go back.
A prisoner who reads, who's literate, is far less likely to come out of prison and commit more crimes. If you are in prison and you get out of prison, which most prisoners will, and you try to get a job and you're illiterate, you're not going to be able to find one, and you're going to commit a crime and you're going to go right back inside. I think that having the books inside is good from a societal point of view because it reduces recidivism.
And the Prison Library Project, with its aim to enable basic education for people who are interested in it in prison, giving them perhaps the building blocks to begin to find a way to find a job when they get out. First of all, a high school diploma. Secondly, the ability to get beyond being only partially literate, which is a problem of many prisoners, to where they can begin to stand on their own. It's important.
Recidivism is the biggest single failure of our prison system. Recidivism in California, at least, is the highest in the nation. We have the most expensive prisons in the country and the highest recidivism rates. Recidivism is when somebody gets out of prison and goes back inside, either because of a parole violation or because of a new crime.
As you know, we have very small percentage of the world's population, but we have the largest percentage of the world's prisoners of any country in the world. It's a problem that basically affects everybody, not only in terms of a relative in prison, but in terms of the economic situation in the U.S.
To the people who don't think that people deserve any kind of educational help while in prison, I would just like to ask them to consider the cost.
We need to look at our priorities in this country in terms not only of our present situation, but the effect of such a large prison population on the future of our country, the political stability of our country when people without education get out of prison.
I think America has a problem with how it looks at criminals in prisons and the solution for them, in that crime and punishment has become highly politicized in America. It's used as a great campaign fear tactic and issue for anyone running for office at any level in the country. You know, lock them up, make you safe, safe streets, 3 strikes, throw away the key, and you're creating a vision in the public that, oh, we can lock them up and throw away the key and we'll be safe and it's over and we have no responsibility or communication with that person or the system anymore. And this breeds a pretty dangerous situation because they are 95% of them coming back out.
It's very easy to become involved in the Prison Library Project. It's as simple as coming down and buying a couple of books. It's as easy as coming down and dropping your change in the donation jar. It's as easy as visiting our website, clicking on the Amazon link, and then doing your Amazon shopping there, because Amazon donates something like 6.5% of total sales to the Prison Library Project. We're here to benefit society and different communities across the United States in a positive way. You know, we're not here because we feel sorry for anybody. I don't think, it's about pity. I think it's about improving the betterment of our human condition, at least in the United States.
And I think that's my most important message, is that people can change if you give them the tools to change. Give them books.